Our interview this week is with the Commissioner for Home Affairs, Information and Culture in Yobe State, Honorable Abdullahi Bego. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you so much.
Yes, let's talk about the administration of Governor Mai Mala Buni. A lot of people say he's doing so much here in Yobe State, but let's talk about his approach to governance. What is it?
Well, since he came to power as governor of Yobe State, His Excellency Governor Mai Mala Buni continues to display this insatiable desire, this insatiable quest to develop Yobe State, even in the midst of growing fiscal and economic challenges. The governor continues to take all the measures necessary to move Yobe not just forward, but upward. And over the past 1.5 years, nearly 2 years now, across the board, Yobe has moved forward, has made progress in healthcare, in water supply, in agriculture, in healthcare, in youth empowerment, education. All these are sectors that are key to the well-being of the people of the state. And the actions of the governor in these sectors meant that the people are doing a lot better as a result of these interventions, and the governor will continue to do more, I believe, going forward. In Hausa language, they say Jumar da zata yi kyau, Laraba ake gane ta, meaning that someone who is destined to do well will continue to show signs of that even before he gets started. You know, and just look at it. It's just less than 2 years since he came to power, and over this period, His Excellency the Governor has done remarkably well. The second thing that continues to define him as a person is his sense of empathy, his capacity to step into people's shoes and look at things from their perspective. That is what is making the governor the successful bridge builder that he is in Yobe State, but also across the country as the caretaker chairman of the APC National Convention Planning Committee. The sense of empathy is very important, because that is when you'll be able to understand people from their various backgrounds, different their feelings, how they come at issues. A great figure in American fiction, Atticus Finch, says that you never can really understand a person until you see things from his point of view, until you climb into his skin and walk around it. That is very important, and that is the reason, because as somebody who listens a lot, who tries to understand how people feel about issues, about things, as a result of his capacity to listen, as a result of his capacity to really bring people together, the APC as a party in the country is making progress. A lot of people from other parties are joining the APC, and here in Yobe State, people continue to have confidence in his capacity to lead the state, and confident in what he's doing to uplift their living conditions.
Okay. And when he came on board, he focused on critical areas that he said are very important to the well-being of the people: health, education, infrastructure. Let's start with infrastructure now. We have seen the modern markets. We hear that the one we have in Damaturu is also being established or constructed in other parts of the state. Of what economic significance now is this? We know it's going to impact a lot of people, but how will it also boost the local economy?
Well, I think it goes without saying. Markets are important. You know, it's a little bit I think it is counterintuitive that one has to even explain what markets are to economic development. Here in Yobe State, unfortunately, we do have markets for eons, for years before, but we do not have the kind of modern markets the His Excellency Governor Mai Mala Buni is building across the state right now. In the state capital, in Damaturu, in Potiskum, one of our biggest towns, one of the major towns in the state, in Gashua, in Unguru, in Buniadi. These are 5 big towns with a lot of business activities, and it's a little bit well, we cannot say it's late. You understand? This I think that should have been around in the state long before, all right? But the governor, because they are not around, the governor felt like it's necessary that we have them right now, and so the state government is investing billions of naira to build modern markets as hubs for business activities, and the objective is to streamline business and ensure that people can have the environment to transact, their daily businesses and buy and sell, and people can be confident that they will go to the market, get the things they want to buy, and leave. And if you look at it, the amount of internally generated revenue that will be realized from those markets, that is something that the government is also very keen about. We cannot continue to depend all the time from the handouts, from the federal government. We also have to try to complement what we get from the federal government by ensuring that we boost our IGR. And part of boosting IGR is to ensure that the means to boost IGR is there. Markets, shops, businesses. Because in addition to the market that the governor is building in the state capital, for example, a modern shopping mall is also going to be built very soon in the state capital. These are things that are really very common elsewhere, right? But you have to start from somewhere. You have to start somewhere. And Yobe is a relatively, we're not too old compared with other states. We have had our challenges for over 10 years. We've had security challenges that have torpedoed the capacity of the state government to do as much as it wanted to, and so it's really never too late to bring these things about, and the governor is really focused on that, focused on ensuring that we have this modern infrastructure in the state capital, but also in other parts of the state, ensure that people can transact their businesses in a very good environment, ensure that people can even develop further, but also encourage small businesses to expand.
Yeah, he also declared a state of emergency in the education sector. Just maybe getting to 2 years after he took that decision, is it too early to start to measure the successes? How far has that decision rubbed off positively on the education sector?
Well, education has always been a work in progress. There is just so much you can do to develop education. The governor declared state of emergency in the education sector from day one of his administration, and he hit the ground running, ensuring that we have the best schools and the best education system possible. And 1.5 years on, there's a lot to show what the governor has done. That state of emergency that was declared meant that the government will pool resources together, personnel, experts, everything that was needed, so that the education sector will have the support that it needs to provide the best for our sons and daughters across the state. Today, we have a lot of new schools that have been built, mega schools, modern schools. We have schools, primary and secondary, that have been retrofitted, provided with the learning facilities that they need. The governor ensured that teachers have the tools they need to impart knowledge to students, ensure that the students have the support they need, not just in primary and secondary school, but also in tertiary institutions. Just a week or two ago, the governor approved and provided funds for about 233 students from across the state to travel to India for various undergraduate programs in nursing, in medicine, in laboratory science, some of these areas that we need people to come and serve in the state, in addition to all the billions of naira that the government is spending in scholarship payments for students within and outside the country. So there is a lot that has happened in the education sector. The very idea that education is the front and center of the governor's attention means that across the government, officials are aware that a lot is expected of them, that the governor wants everyone to succeed and ensure that there is quality education for our children across the state. And that is what is happening right now. A lot of incentivizing going on, a lot of investment in the education sector. And wherever you go right now, things are getting better. School enrollment across the state has improved significantly. And so is student performance in qualifying examinations, including NECO and WAEC and all those qualifying examinations. So as a result of the governor's effort, a new spirit of education is now ascendant in the state, and things are taking shape. There was a lot that was done in the education sector in the past, but like I say, education is a work in progress. A lot can be done and going forward, and that's what the governor is focused on right now, ensuring that schools are working, that the facilities are there for students to learn, that over the coming period, our sons and daughters in the state can become graduates from the university, have master's degrees, PhDs, etc., come back to the state and offer their services to the same people, to the same state that has ensured, that has made their very success in the first place possible. That is what's happening right now.